So, Jonathan Mann, it was yesterday that they started to investigate these new email conversations that they are now have found. How much do you think that this has harmed Hillary Clinton in her campaign?
It hasn't helped, but keep in mind, it has been more than a year that we've known about emails. And so this is not a dramatic new revelation of a kind we had no inkling. We've known about emails as a problem for Clinton's campaign, and even people who say they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton, astonishingly, say they don't trust her. They don't really think that she's honest or transparent. And so her reputation precedes her. In the United States, we say this has already been baked into the cake. But for voters who are thinking of supporting her, for people who are on the edge, and certainly for potential Trump supporters who, whatever their misgivings about Donald Trump, had decided that maybe they might vote for Hillary Clinton, this is certainly going to be one more reason to keep people away from basically putting an X next to Hillary Clinton's name. The exact impact, we're going to have to see. It's difficult to guess.
The gap between the two candidates have gotten smaller. Do you think that's because of this new email accusations?
Again, it isn't going to help. Why the gap is getting smaller could be because of the cumulative effect of this, but it could be something else. There are a lot of Republicans who couldn't bring themselves to vote for Donald Trump, and it was widely expected in the closing days of the campaign that they would say, okay, I will do this. Basically, bring themselves to make a decision that they have been putting off. It's the same thing for Hillary Clinton supporters. But the astonishing thing about Donald Trump is he had a lot more Republicans who were not willing to support him. So if he can just get the Republican base, that will do a lot for his numbers. And so that, I think, is a big explanation of what we're seeing. Republicans who weren't going to vote for Donald Trump are now saying, yes, they will. And those are the people, once again, who are most likely, I think, to be swayed by these revelations about emails. I mean, the key thing to keep in mind is that Americans do not like either candidate. These are the least popular presidential candidates the United States has seen since the advent of polling. And so a lot of voters who don't like either one of them, who might have been a Republican but didn't want to vote for Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, is now going to vote for Donald Trump. And we may see the same thing on the Democratic side. But I think the big change is not so much real independents or undecideds, but Republicans who are undecided, who are now saying, yes, I will vote for Trump.
Friday, James Comey, the FBI director, told the Congress that they had found new email conversations, and yesterday they opened the investigation again. Many people are very heavily criticizing now James Comey for his actions. Do you agree with them?
A lot of people are criticizing him. A lot of other people are saying he had no choice, and I'll tell you why. The United States government, even at its highest levels, is virtually incapable of keeping a secret. Everything is leaked out. Everything ends up in the New York Times. And so Comey was faced with a situation where either he would make this information public or someone else would, and he would be left explaining why he had this information and didn't share it, especially after he had said earlier that he would keep the Congress informed of his investigation. So it was a no-win proposition. He knew, as we all know, that it would have an impact on the election, but he also knew that any attempt to keep the information secret would fail, and it would rebound in a much more destructive way.
But now they have opened the investigation, FBI has, and will it be finished in time before the election so we can get the answers, so that the voters can get the answers in order to make their decision?
There's virtually no prospect of this ending before the election. The election is just a few days away, and some estimates, and we're just working with published accounts here, unconfirmed published accounts, say that we're talking about hundreds of thousands of stored emails. Keep in mind, these are not Hillary Clinton's emails. These are emails on the private home computer of a disgraced ex-congressman. Who knows what kind of emails he had? They're going to go through all of his emails before they can make a determination that there was absolutely nothing criminal or inappropriate. That could take, it could conceivably take years.